Welcome back, everyone. Great to be here with you on this Friday review. Thanks so much for joining me. Can't wait to get into today's show where we're going to be going over a brand new product review, one that is guaranteed to block all EMFs from your phone or smaller smart-based device. We've got an herb of the week, my personal favorite at reducing stress and reducing anxiety, which is clinically proven to do that, and one that I've learned about, probably about 10 years ago out in Hawaii, so can't wait to share that with you. I've got some research on how antibiotics affecting athletics and also risk factors based on your height. So pretty interesting research that I wanted to share with you, and before we get started, I always love to give you the latest and greatest updates. What I wanted to share with you this week is that, believe it or not, I mean, I always say that, it's like, believe it or not, but it's, to me, time really does fly. In some days, they seem like it takes forever. There's no doubt about that. But, we're already moving into that summer-based season. For me, at least, it feels like it's really getting here. 4th of July is right around the corner. And always before the 4th of July, we do our community functional medicine detox. So that's one that I always look forward to because, for me, like a lot of people, but not everybody, I want to feel my best. I want to look my best. I want to be able to just kind of skate right into summer, just feeling great, being able to go out for runs and jogs and be outside with my daughters, play at the beach, and just kind of feel light and lean and healthier. I mean, that's the bottom line. So I do the functional medicine detox every 12 weeks for 7 days just for overall health and wellness. And there's literally nothing like it. And it's done more for my health than anything else. Like, it's just cumulative. Every single 12 weeks, I do a 7-day functional medicine detox, and it's not that challenging. It's not. First time you do it, sure, you got to get used to it. But after that, it's what most people say. It's like the thing that they look forward to. It's one of the best things that you can do for your health. So hopefully you'll join us. It is going on June 20th is when we start, but you can certainly start whenever works for you. So we're doing it June 20th, this coming Monday, so definitely stay tuned for that. We'll be providing daily support inside of cabralsupportgroup.com. I'll certainly be sharing a lot of videos on my Instagram account as well. So definitely check that out. That is going on. And if you don't know what a functional medicine detox is, I have a free course on it that you can find at equi.life/detox-course. And I'll try to link that up in the show notes here today. So all show notes will be at stephencabral.com/2324. And then the detox that I'm actually doing is at stephencabral.com/detox. So definitely check that out. All right. What is going on over at EquiLife this week? Well, this week we are giving away something that I think that everyone should have, and that is a good quality Prostak shaker bottle. This is not your average shaker bottle, right? It's a nice blender bottle style bottle, easy to take with you on the go. It's technically 22 ounces or 24 ounces if you fill it to the top. But the nice thing about this one is that it has 4 total compartments. So you can actually take 3 shakes with you for the day if you're doing the functional medicine detox for days 1 and 2. So basically, you can take your morning shake in the top, you can put an extra scoop of powder in the middle container, and then an extra scoop in a bottom container, and they're totally separate. Plus, it has a little hidden compartment for your capsules. So it can fit somewhere around 6 capsules. I think I can fit in that, maybe 8 smaller ones, which you only need 2, obviously, for your breakfast-based shake, 2 of each. And so it's really, really nice, and you can get that completely free right now over at EquiLife on all qualifying purchases. If you don't have one, I would definitely grab one. This is definitely limited supply. My team told me that we have somewhere around 700. We will certainly sell out of those for sure. They're free. So we'll certainly give away those on all qualifying orders. And again, you can find that at stephencabral.com/shop. stephencabral.com/shop. All right. Podcast recap for the week on Monday, episode 2320, the 7 self-care tips for both your mind and body. Hopefully you checked that out. I think that was a really nice show to basically teach you how to de-stress, like really decrease a lot of the stress that affects both the mind and the body. 2321 was, are you missing any of these deep or rejuvenating stages of sleep? So I went through the 5 stages of sleep. So if you don't know the 5 stages of sleep and how much deep and REM sleep you should be getting, definitely check that out. I also linked back to previous shows on deep and REM sleep. So you'll want to check that out as well. On Wednesday, we went over the link between the gut and low mood, anxiety, and depression. So 100% check out that as well. And then yesterday, we went over what are EMOM workouts and AMRAP workouts. Definitely want to check those out. We provide a lot of those free inside of the Ayubowan-based app, and they're absolutely incredible. They really are. Easy to do as well, like simple, like to very easy when you go to the gym or you go to your home gym. Like, this is what I'm doing. It's only going to take you 20 to 30 minutes, and you can just bang out a great workout. So definitely check that out. All podcasts are available at stephencabral.com/podcasts. All right, product review of the week before we get into our herb of the week. So Safesleeve, which is a company that I've purchased many a cell phone case. I'll show you my cell phone case. So if you're watching this on video, and hopefully you're watching it at stephencabral.com/2324 or right on YouTube, and we would love you to subscribe to the YouTube channel. So this is the case I use on my phone every single day. It's by Safesleeve. I keep this against my body when I'm carrying it, and it also folds over. For all of my different EMF blockers, you can find that at stephencabral.com/resources. And again, we'll link up everything on today's page as well. But you can also see that I wire my headset, right? So always wired. And I talk about the earbuds or AirPods in a separate one. And my daughters, when we travel, they have their iPad and they get to use that. And that has a Safesleeve blocker on it too. But Safesleeve usually gives our community a discount, which is really nice. I try to promote them because I think they're a good company. I don't own any stock in the company. They're just a good company doing what they say they're going to do. And they put up their lab reports on their website too. So they sent me this new product, which, by the way, I have one of these already, but I'm always happy to get another, which is great. It's called a Privacy Pouch. Get off the grid with a Faraday cage for your cell phone. So if you've never heard about a Faraday cage or a Faraday case, what it does is it completely blocks out GPS, RFID, Wi-Fi, cellular, data, Bluetooth, and NFC signals. It also blocks RF, so blocks radiation, RF radiation, by 99.99%. This is 360-degree protection. And this is what it looks like. So I'm taking it right out of the case here. It actually comes with a strap you can put over your body. So if you're just listening to this, that's okay. I'll explain the whole thing. It essentially looks like almost like a little neoprene case. On the back, it has a belt loop, so you can put it on your belt loop. Super simple to use because you don't need to thread your belt through it. I hate when they do those types of things, like with camping-based gear or things like that. This one Velcros right up, so you can actually take the Velcro off the back. It has a button as well for reinforcement. You can click it again right onto a belt if you have it. If not, you can click it onto a backpack, purse, etc. And then inside, and I'll show you what to do with it. So you can actually see like the copper or the different metals that they use in here. Some of them, they use copper. You'll take your cell phone and you actually just put it right inside of this case. So it's in the case. And, my wife is not here with me, but if she was, she could actually call me right now and this would not ring. And the reason is that this case completely blocks out cellular, data, and all other types. So if you are looking to truly get like off grid or completely block out all of the radiation, those types of things, this is the case that does that. This is what they use in the military and other areas, and they'll actually completely wrap things in what's called a Faraday cage. Some people even go so far as to use Faraday paint in their home to block Wi-Fi and signals, or they put a Faraday canopy over their bed. I have not gotten to that level yet. I'm not sure I'm ready to go there, but I really do like these cases. And this is actually, again, I have one of these other ones. So if you are looking to get off grid, if you're looking to, go camping or just get out there and not have your cell phone if you want tracked, or you don't actually want to receive any calls or anything like that, except when you want to, of course, yes, you could turn your phone off, but it still can be tracked. And we know that, right? So hopefully we know that by now. So what you can do is you can actually just put it in this case. Super lightweight. It almost feels like a neoprene type case. Probably not waterproof, but at least a bit water resistant. And you can strap it on around your shoulder, or you can clip it onto something as well. So again, I'm a big fan of the company, Safesleeve. I'm going to see if they can give us a discount. So please do check out stevencabral.com/2324 if they give us a discount. And this will also go on my resources page at stevencabral.com/resources with the other cases that I do recommend and use, again, with myself and my family. All right. Thank you, Safesleeve. Much appreciated. All right. Our herb of the week is none other than Kava Kava. So you've heard me talk about Kava Kava before, but I need to talk about it at least once a year. Now, you might think with someone who does 365 podcasts a year, I'd maybe talk about it more often, but I really try to talk about a vast array of health-based topics. And so this is 2022, so if you're listening to this in 2030, in 2022, every single Friday, I went over an herb of the week. I think it was 2019, maybe it was 2020, that I went over a vitamin or mineral of the week. So you want to check those out as well. Eventually, I'll do a page on basically every single one I went through, but everything's really searchable. Like, it's very, very easy on my podcast page to search things. You can go to stevencabral.com/podcast, type in any keyword you want, type in Hashimoto's, type in rheumatoid, type in migraines, type in asthma. Like, you'll find all the different shows, or type in an herb, type in ashwagandha, type in Schisandra berry, type in kava, and you'll find it. So kava, again, has been a real favorite of mine. I am someone that loves studying herbs. I think I've really enjoyed that since I was in my early 20s. I've always studied it even before I knew I'd get my doctorate degree in naturopathy. And kava wasn't one that I did use kava. I shouldn't say that. I used kava before, but I used it at too low a dose. That's the problem with a lot of these things. Sometimes you use them at a low dose and you're like, I didn't really feel anything. And it's because you didn't actually use a clinical dosage. So it's like, I always tell people, it's like using 10 milligrams of like CoQ10. Well, yeah, you're not going to probably feel too much. But when you use a real dosage, again, CBD is one of those things, right? So if you use a good quality full spectrum CBD, and you're using 50 milligrams, yeah, you're going to feel it. If you don't, go to 100 milligrams. And do you feel it? You'll trust me, if it's a good quality product, you will feel it. Well, why would I use Kava Kava? Well, here's the thing. First, I like to know it works. So I look at the science, and the science is unmistakable, right? So I can't provide you with any medical advice, medical diagnosis, treatment plans, but I can share with you what the actual peer-reviewed research shows. Here's what it shows, okay? Again, this is what the studies show. It reduces anxiety. It's a well-proven anti-anxiolytic. It reduces anxiety. It helps protect the nervous system from damage. It reduces pain. Really, really important to look at that one as well. And there are good sleep studies on it as well. I'll talk about that in a moment. But this is done in mice right now, but it reduces the risk of cancer. And this is done through 4 studies in mice. No human-based studies yet, but why? How is this possible? Well, we have to understand all these people going bananas over, meat-only diets and all that. You have to understand, again, like, I get it. I understand like where they're at in their process. I've been there myself, so I totally understand. But plants contain medicine. That's the bottom line. So the kava plant itself contains kavalactones. So Kava Kava is the plant, pronounce it kava or Kava Kava, either way. It contains kavalactones. You can actually, I'll put a photo up today, again at 2324. But it's basically it's an evergreen type plant, like a little shrub. It has heart-shaped leaves, and you can actually make it into a tea. The first time I had the tea was in Hawaii, and I had it from like literally Hawaiians making what must have been probably a 10-gallon literal barrel drum of it. And they were stirring it with a big wooden spoon. And I'm like, what is this? And I said, it's kava tea. And I was like, oh, I've tried kava before in a capsule. Sure, I'll have a glass. And your tongue goes a bit numb. It tastes very earthy, very wood-like, and it works almost immediately. And it works by enhancing GABA receptors. So GABA is GABA aminobutyric acid. And it's the thing that helps reduce anxiety. And the bottom line is it just works. Again, like, I have no GABA to sell you, nothing like that. I just am a huge promoter of things that work and natural health. And GABA is fantastic. It really is. I love to get it through natural-based sources. In the future, I'm talking with a few companies right now, and I will make a recommendation on who I recommend for Kava. But Kava tea is fantastic. It's not for everyone. You have to continue to stir it because it all settles towards the bottom. You can take it in a capsule. I will tell you that I just don't feel as much of the effectiveness, but I do like it in a tincture that I can drop into some liquid, or I like it as a tea. So I'm just going to, again, you can decide for yourself if you're trying to reduce stress, reduce anxiety one night. This is what you're looking for. An effective dose of cavalactones, not Kava, not just Kava, but cavalactones of 70 to 250 milligrams. So 70 to 250 milligrams. And it's recommended that you don't exceed 250 milligrams. All right. So start small, start with 100 milligrams or so, and you can always work your way up. You can take it as a tincture. You can take it as a tea. That's my favorite way, but I am looking and working with a company that's actually doing it as like a little kava drink. So I am getting not that I'm not, that I'm not a big alcohol consumer in the first place. I mean, again, I enjoy going out and having a drink. I really do with my friends, but I don't need it. And I never have. And so I'm working and chatting with companies right now. I won't own any of these businesses, but I want to promote a good company that's making kava-based drinks. And it's fantastic. So you have a kava drink when you go out, or you have a little shot of kava, and it just calms you down. It kind of just sets you in that other light-hearted based mood. And I love that. So I've done that a bunch of times now. I feel very comfortable recommending it to you. I'm just going to make sure that this company stays in stock and that we can get you the product as well, because I'll link over to their website. All right. So stay tuned for that. I'll talk about that on a future Friday review, definitely this summer, because I'm definitely going to do. Again, I only have maybe at most, I know I'm crazy, 1 drink a week at the most. And usually it's 2 drinks total a month, 1 drink every other week. But this summer, I'm going to be doing just a lot more kava-based drinks. And that's why I wanted to share that with you now. All right. That is that for my herb of the week. 2 science-based studies to bring you. The first one I'm actually going to bring you is on the height one. It's interesting research, and I wanted to bring that to you. And then I'll link up some Kava research for you as well. I'm going to bring you the blood pressure and the specific dosage of omega-3s for next week. So this week and I'll bring you a coffee study. I have that coming in the future as well. I've got a lot of research coming for you. So you definitely stay tuned. And let's get you that other science there. All right. So this was based on, they actually studied veterans and height. They did this for quite a while. And they looked at cardiovascular disease, they looked at blood pressure, and they looked at neurological-based disease. And what they found was that people who were taller actually had a lesser chance for higher cholesterol, higher blood pressure, and a few other vascular-based functions. So that was really interesting. However, the taller the person was, they also did seem to have, though, more cardiovascular-based risk. So not necessarily total cholesterol, but more potential for maybe heart attack at a younger age. But although the blood pressure, the total cholesterol, et cetera, looked pretty good, it may have been based on also leanness, meaning often a lot of taller people may also be a little leaner, not always, and that may have affected their overall cholesterol and blood pressure numbers, because we do know, not always, for sure, a lot of lean people can have high cholesterol, not as much of high blood pressure, which is often tied to body mass index and just weight in general. But something important to look at, because when we look at the science, I always want to stay unbiased. And I ask, okay, well, was it because this person was also tall and lean? I think that's an important factor to look at. Now, what was a very telling, this was just based on many people, the taller you are, we're talking like 6 foot, at least 6'2" and over, there can be more vascular issues. I shouldn't say vascular, I should say neuropathy-based issues. And I think a lot of this comes with I have a lot of tall friends. I'm not a tall individual, but I always have gone to school and like I've been friends like my buddies because we played sports together. I was on the shorter side, they're on the taller side. So like there's a difference, and they're tall. They're like 6'4", 6'5", 6'6". And so when they're around regular people like myself, and they're always kind of leaning over, bending down, their posture can get worse and worse. And so why did I bring this up here today? Well, one is just continue to have your blood pressure checked, right? You can do that right at home. Again, those resources are at stephencabral.com/resources for blood pressure and those types of things. Yeah, have your cholesterol checked. Again, cholesterol is not the end all be all, but still have it checked. Check your CRP, etc. But what I would say is if you are taller, continue to work on your posture over your life, meaning do exercises to pull your shoulders back, work on your core strength, because they found spinal degeneration the taller you are. And sure, some of it might just be compression based, but really I think you need to work on the core work, open up the hip flexors, open up your hamstrings, which are going to get tight, and continue to work on opening the chest muscles, pulling back your shoulders. So part of this was continue to look at your blood work, the taller you are, but also work on really postural as well. All right. So I just wanted to share that with you. I think it's pretty important. So again, I just wanted to just anybody tall in your life, feel free to pass it on. All right. This study just came out. This was done out of the University of California, and it was new research demonstrates that by killing essential gut bacteria, antibiotics ravage athletes' motivation and endurance. This was done looking at the microbiome and separating athletes from couch potatoes, they called it. All right, so this was actually done with antibiotics and the gut. And so I'm going to link up this study for you. But what I wanted to share with you is this. This is really important because I've talked about this. I've talked about this with Lyme disease. I've talked about this with COVID. I talked about this with Epstein-Barr virus and a lot of the issues I had back in the past. So when you take an antibiotic, two things happen. So one is it kills bacteria in your body. Okay, that's a good thing, right? It's killing negative bacteria that shouldn't be there. Great. So like staph infections and things that can really be damaging for your body. The problem is it also kills good bacteria. That's a problem. And so this gut bacteria also is part of the fuel for your body. It's part of your overall metabolism. We've been talking about that a lot over the past week or two. So I definitely want you to check this out. Really, really important. But there's also one other factor that they didn't talk about as much, and that's that antibiotics kill bacteria, right? So we talked about that, yes, but what are mitochondria? Essentially bacteria. And there is really good up and coming research. Again, don't wait for the research to always be there, that when you take antibiotics, it is killing a lot of your microbiota and your mitochondria. So vitally important. So that's why people with dysautonomia, myalgic encephalomyelitis that I've spoken about before, that I had in the past, people that are taking doxycycline for Lyme disease, people that are taking broad spectrum antibiotics for acne or for COVID or anything, a lot of times the post-inflammatory or the post-COVID, the post-viral or the post-Lyme are devastating to the energy systems of the body. Now, they can be brought back. They can be built up. I've spoken about that before on the Long Haulers podcast for COVID, so you'll want to check that out at my podcast as well. And that is that. So again, just be careful. Sometimes antibiotics are a must if it's a life-saving condition. But you have to be really careful. You really do. You want to use them only if needed. I talked about that last week and how about a third, I believe it was overprescribed in children. Really, really important. And if you're using antibiotics, as I always say, use the healthy gut support. Use the clean gut probiotic for at least 30 days. Make sure you're getting the good bacteria in, the Saccharomyces boulardii, the L-glutamine, the zinc, all the things that you need to keep your gut healthy. So hopefully this was helpful. I will link everything up today at stephencabral.com/2324. Much appreciated. Have an amazing weekend. I'll be back tomorrow answering our community's questions. Take care, everyone.